Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 85 of Shattered Earth. Last time, you guys spent 3 hours talking to a dragon, and this time, the dragon has sent you to claim your prize, finally, in the bowels, the undercroft, as it were, of the Pyramid of Light. So, you last time found yourselves in this subterranean chamber, this cross section, wherein a stone sarcophagus etched with esoteric runes sits in the center, and several what do you call them? Pedestals, placards, platforms stretch out to the four limbs of this cavern. You read an inscription written by one of the wardens of Guldagnir, instructing you that the elements themselves would be judging your hearts and your minds to see if you're worthy of becoming wardens. So, with that inscription before you, what would you like to do?
I have to ask, what are the swirling of... I'm guessing this one is like swirling fire fuckery, but what about the other three here?
Sure. So each of these has a swirling portal at the center of it. One of roiling fire, one of sticky mud, one of brackish water, and one of foul-smelling gas. The water one is south, the gas one is left.
So I'm thinking this may be a situation where we kind of have to just survive, just stand in here and kind of just take the effects of the elements, sort of like almost like an endurance test.
Or it could be follow.
I have to ask: do these look like they're like gateways into something, or are they just like almost like elemental vents?
Make an Arcana check.
All right, I am looking over it intently and carefully, so may I get my study profession bonus? Because I am studying this.
This is less to do with the relic of the past and more to do with the arcane knowledge that comes with Portalcraft.
Got it.
I will say that it's hard to ascertain the specific nature of the portals, other than the fact that they are one way, and that way is not is blocked off from your end, so something can come through but not go back through.
Alright, so here's my theory. It kind of that each of us have to stand in one of these and just deal with what comes forth, be it elemental energy or elementals. So who's taking the other two? Because I think Limestone should go for the earth one. I should go for the fire one. Meaning we have the air and water.
I'll beat things up. Don't worry.
I sort of wanted to take the Earth one, because it's the Earth elemental. I'm the only one that can survive it.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong to make sure I didn't just completely just flatten. Limestone is a Earth Ganassi, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I've got partial ancestry.
So, my thinking is
you can hear me okay, right? Sorry, just making sure.
Yeah,
a lot better.
Yeah, my thinking is with Limestone's elemental affinity already being towards the elemental plane of Earth, he might have better odds of dealing with it if it is just an outflow of elemental energy.
No, yeah. I get what you're saying. But my worries are, it's not energy. It's gonna be fucking elemental.
I'm going to look around does it seem like once these portals activate, quote unquote, they'll be blocked off from everything else?
In what way do you mean? Like once they open, only one thing comes through?
No, I mean once, like say for example, I step onto the fire one. There's like now a barrier blocking me off from the rest of the group and the rest of the room, so I'm just trapped in this area with an angry fire elemental. Or would that be another Arcana check?
Make me another Arcana check. I'll give you an Arcana check or an Insight check, either one you want.
There's really only one answer for me because I still have that -1 to wisdom. Ooh, 25.
25
Much
Arcana. There are no indicators suggesting that there's any other magical barriers in place. No writings on the columns, no writings on the walls, nothing like that. The main arcane writing is around the base of the pedestal surrounding the gate. I will also give you with a 25, now that you've rolled that high, something's off about these gates.
Oh.
You are expecting raw elemental energy, and that is there, but there's something wrong here. What you've come to know as elemental fire with your specific affinity, especially with your Eidolon right here and present with you for comparison, this does not feel like elemental fire in the same way. It feels tainted.
Does it feel more like infernal fire? Because I know that one well enough too.
No, it doesn't feel like hellfire. This is like whereas fuego would feel like the smell of burning wood in a hearth to you, like the comforting flame. This smells like burning rubber and refuse and bodies and like poison.
Smells like home in New York.
Yeah, it's like somebody lit a dumpster on fire, and that's the feeling. That's the feeling that you get by being close to this thing.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for one more thing because I'm gonna kind of check the other portals. While my elemental affinity and my connection is to the elemental plane of fire, that doesn't change the fact that like my magic is very planar in its functionality. I would like to see if maybe I can sense a similar wrongness in the other portals.
With a 25, I would say yes. I mean, just given that hint, you're like, this doesn't smell right to you, and you go around to the other portals and examine them a little closer, and you can tell that just there's something off. Like normally, an air elemental would be either a cool breeze or crackling ozone from the lightning that they would inhabit. Oh. This is like the air filled with carrion after a battle. You smell rotting mud and decaying nature in the earth one, and in the water it's a stagnant pond that has no moving water and just breeds disease.
Grandpa Nurgle was here?
Right, the grandfather.
Alright, Chance will go back to the coffin and reread the inscription.
Sure. It's posted in chat if you want to read it again.
Yeah.
I had a question. Go ahead.
Yes, Jay, what's the...
Not me, him.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, what were we saying? Then limestone is gone.
I would probably speak Selra if
Yes.
Oh God! Oh, what happened to your connection?
For the moment. All right.
You are cutting in and out.
Yeah.
Every now and Is your Discord setting manually?
What?
Is your Discord set for manual sensitivity?
I don't know what's going.
There's some connection issues.
Seems I can hear you all, and from my end.
Yeah, you keep cutting in and out for us. Like we can see you trying to talk, but there's no sound coming up.
Don't.
And type. Yeah, we figured we can. Try leaving.
Let me
back.
check.
If there's an update for Discord, go ahead and do that real quick.
On this. No. Game chat.
Okay, hopefully it comes back fixed.
Wonders of modern technology, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think it's Discord's fault if we're all fine and he's not.
No, I was just talking about technology in general because I was having a problem with starting my laptop, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay, let's see. Is that any better?
It's better for now.
That is better.
We'll see if it changes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's just try for a minute. And did this come through clearly at all, or is it cutting again?
No, sounds
It's
fine.
coming
right now.
clearly now.
Okay. Just hope that cleared up whatever that was. So, all right. Okay. So I guess while Chance has been going around checking out the different elemental pools, I would probably be talking with probably first I would talk with Selra, but and just kind of mention, I know we could all go to different ones of these things, but if these only take one person, I'll kind of motion over at Selra's back and say, you have wings, so you may want to try to do something with the one involving air that it may at least give you a fighting chance. And I don't have to do the earth elemental one, but I will suggest that either Valerian or I could try that. I may have a bit of an edge due to having a connection to Earth, but if he really wants to, he can. But whichever one of us goes to the water portal, I do have a Cloak of the Manta Ray in my inventory. So whichever one of us is definitely doing any kind of a challenge with water is probably going to want that. You can just put it right on, and it will let you breathe underwater if that's a concern. So to Valerian, if he wants to take on the water, or if he insists on taking on the earth, I'll just change it out for my current cloak and just wear that instead.
Why are we splitting up to do that? I'm not the smartest, but isn't that a bad idea?
If we can all go into one portal together, I'm definitely okay with trying that. I'm just saying if it's a situation where we're somehow split up,
You're starting a robot again. Also, if I may.
Why is Chance starting to robot now?
Am I roboting?
No, not for me.
Oh God.
Yay, internet. Gotta love it.
Yeah. What I was trying to say was to address the concerns. As far as I can tell, the portals are one way, and it's not us leaving. We can't go through, but something can come in, be it elemental energy or an elemental.
Okay.
Maybe this is my paranoia speaking, but just because there's no magical barrier, that doesn't mean there can't be mechanical or physical barriers that prevent us from, coming to each other's aid.
All right, let me.
And the other reason I was saying that each person takes a portal is because wardens are one person, as in, each elemental one person per. So that's why I was thinking there was going to be, one portal per person. That's why I was thinking that.
An investigation of 26, no.
Okay, so there's no mechanical barriers. So there's no barriers, both mundane or magical, preventing us from just, if an elemental spawns, just disengage and regroup with the rest of the party in the center. But let's see. Let me just take a look at the thing. The thing that I'm concerned about is the fact that all of these portals are tainted. Not a single one is. See that one over. See the fire one. It smells like it gives the feeling of like burning trash, burning bodies. Unclean fire, not like the hearth that you would normally feel. Like my connection to Fuego, I am very much attuned to the elemental plane of fire. And I can tell you that portal to the elemental plane of fire is tainted something awful. There's two things. Yeah, it's not also not Hellfire. I'd be able to tell if it was that too. So here's what I'm going to try and do. First things first, I'm going to attempt to see if Pure Flame might affect this unpure flame. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to try and step in, because out of all of us, when it comes to flame, I have the least to worry about.
Okay.
Besides, if I'm testing my hypothesis, I should be the one to bear the fallout of it. So first things first, I'm going to huck a firebolt into the fire portal.
Okay. Well, as you produce the flame in your hand, cast it out toward the center of this portal, you watch as the energy of the portal itself almost greedily sucks up the magic that you produce, and you watch as the firebolt begins to swirl around the perimeter of the portal and circle it like something going down a drain. And as you watch it circle around and around and around, and eventually it gets closer and closer to the center, it begins to change color to this pale green, like sickly looking fire that grows and grows to a large size. At the same time that this is happening, you watch the runes around the base of each of the portals begin to light up. You watch connections form between the other 4 portals, and you see that their swirling energies are beginning to rise up in the form of elementals, just as you feared. Only these elementals are altered, they're wrong, they're different. You see a blighted column of flame take up a humanoid form. You watch a cloud of noxious gas with seemingly dozens of glowing eyes form in the corner of the room. You watch a hulking, rotten behemoth of mud and sticks begin to climb its way out of the eastern portal, and a solid wall of brackish swamp water begin to slurp its way out of the southern portal. Everyone's going to go ahead and roll me initiative at this point. And I will be changing the battle music.
Okay.
We're no longer in Barovia. We will do this one, because why
not? I'm curious what'll happen if I try and hit the fire elemental with fire damage, because I ignore immunity.
It will be a surprise.
Yeah, look, I'm a fairly curious person, so I'm curious to see how this will go.
Hmm.
Okay. So, first up on the docket is Lemuel.
Okay, can anyone hear me, or am I still cutting?
I hear you now.
Can hear you for now.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
We only have a
damn it, did
limited
it.
time.
Talking to right now, I guess this will use my action. I guess this will use my action for the round, but I will just shout to Valerian. This might help you not drown if that becomes a thing. I throw my cloak of the manta ray at him. Do what you think's best.
Yeah, out of character above the table. That takes attunement.
It is not. Cloak of the Manta Ray is not an attunement item.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Nope.
I looked it up before we did this.
Nope.
You can just plop it on yourself and you'll be good. As long as you draw the hood up. I think that it takes an action to draw the hood up or something. But you can read about it in the compendium.
All right. Out of my inventory, I think that's my turn because I used my action. So
You can do that as part of your movement if you want to.
I don't know.
Giving it something to is an item interaction, but you cannot move until I actually accept it. So unless you could just throw it at me, then you could do that.
That's what you did.
Yep. So,
all
all right.
A quick toss. Is not gonna take
Yeah, that's just item interaction.
All right. And then I would probably, I'm gonna, just because he's been kind of in a leadership role, I'm gonna turn to Chance and just say, split up. We'll move
Okay.
accordingly on what he says.
Hold up. Chance is the leader. I mean, without him, he's the only original member of the Scholars Mard.
This is true.
Yeah, that's why I'm turning to him for a decision. All right.
We got most of that. We just don't know what the last sentence was.
Maybe you should type it out, dude.
He's doing a real 20 job. We are working on it. Come on, baby. He can hear you fine. You don't have to type, Chances.
I was gonna say I'll try to handle the fire elemental, because don't split up. Just try and work as a group. I'm mainly just testing our hypothesis here.
There you go. You still got your action,
Just
action and bonus and movement.
Just fight mostly normal.
Oh.
Just leave the fire elemental untouched for right now.
All right.
They're all kind of close to initiative with each other, except for the White Wind.
It's almost as if they're buddies.
Let's see. So that'll be 30.
Taking a shot with the sling, and you one more square.
All right.
Yeah, close enough.
30. All right.
Take your shot.
All right.
See if it hits.
Mhm.
It probably will. This thing is big and slow. Big and slow by its very nature.
At least you're not calling him fat.
Yep. 17 will hit for 9 points of bludgeoning. This is magical bludgeoning, so we'll be fine with that. Yep. Fantastic. So that does 9 points of damage there. Watch, you launch this magical rock and it just bounces off of his head. It doesn't seem to do a whole lot. It just kind of like embeds itself in the mud and just kind of gets sucked into the monster. This cavern is not tall enough for 25 feet. You got maybe 10 if you want it. Just for context, these are short caverns, and the volume of these things takes up almost the entirety of wherever they are. Okay.
Well, at least we're not
next.
fighting.
Alright, I'm going to cast Flame Blade.
Okay.
I really like this spell. It's one of my favorite spells. Move, step into the fire, doesn't really bother me. And I'm going to pop up my aura. And swing.
Now, does your ability simply ignore resistance, or does it turn immunity into resistance?
Turns immunity into resistance, and it makes resistance not exist.
Okay. Well, normally it would be immune, but this time it is not. So 16 points of fire damage there. Reduced by half to 8. Yes.
Okay, and because Chance is trying to observe this thing as he's fighting it, how does it react to the fire damage?
I mean, pretty well. It only took 8 points of damage, so it's doing just fine. There is some counterplay between your quote unquote clean elemental magic and its blighted magic. You see that the two don't necessarily mix very well with each other, but it also doesn't seem to harm him very much either, which is to be expected from something made of fire.
Yeah, I was expecting this. Like, that Chance is mainly going in for for the Flame Blade swing here to test, because he's trying to observe as close as he can how these are interacting, to maybe try and see if there's more of a puzzle element to this rather than just fight elementals.
Now, that being said, as you hit it, since you're within 5 feet of it and you hit it with a melee attack, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
You
Fail. So as the green fire licks your skin as you kind of slice through it with your flame blade, it doesn't do you any damage, but you feel this like pulse of like sick come over you, and you are poisoned until the end of this next turn. Sorry, until the end of your next turn.
End of my next turn. Okay.
Read that quickly.
So remind me, what does poison do? Just disadvantage. It's disadvantage on attack rolls.
Attack rolls and ability checks.
All right.
Okay. I believe that's it for your turn, yeah? Unless you want to move somewhere else.
No, I'm where I want to be. I didn't want to be right in front of it, so if it has like an AoE attack, it's gonna have to choose between hitting me or hitting everyone else.
Okay. Alrighty. That's the end of your turn. The bog fowl is going to go next. Let's see what this thing can do. It's going to go. It's going to go its 30 feet up there, kind of sloshing its way in between the columns, and it is going to use its noxious splash ability. Which is going to get everything within a 10-foot radius sphere at a certain point. So, put it up there. 10 feet. That is the three of you. So, your name's still booking the thing. Selra, Valerian, and Lemuel, I need you to make me Constitution saving throws, please.
I'm gonna die.
Fail. Success. Fail. Why disadvantage?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's know that.
You gotta switch your toggle back to normal. You're also whispering to me.
What whispering?
I don't know.
Maybe he wants to whisper sweet nothing to you.
No, I think that I set the whisper toggle to me because I was checking things on your character sheet before you were introduced.
Okay, doing that. Ah!
There you go, that's a success. Okay, so Selra and Lemmy, you will take let's see, you will take nothing. So, Valerian, you take 18 points of poison damage, and you are poisoned until the end of your next turn.
I don't like this.
It's fine. It was a low roll for 5d6. That is going to be the end of this thing's turn.
Wait, 18 or 16?
18 points of poison.
Thank you.
That's the end of this thing's turn. The Death Moss is next, the Earth Elemental one. This big, lumbering tangle of roots and mud. It's going to... Let's see... It's not going to be able to do much. It can't hit Valerian, and it can't hit Lemmy. So that's what it's going to do, because it does have reach in its attacks. You watch as like the tangled roots and mud whip out at you with chunks of like detritus and gunk on the end of its fists, and extend forward in two giant hammers that are going to come for each of you. So we're going to go ahead and do one attack on each. That is a natural 20 to hit Lemmy and a 10 to hit Valerian. Yeah.
And doesn't hit.
Does not. It misses Valerian, but Lemuel, you take 32 points of damage total.
Oof.
It'll be 20 points of bludgeoning and 12 points of necrotic. And then you need to make me a con saving throw as well.
Okay.
2 con saves, I'm sorry. 2 con saves.
I like to quick load from save file. Start the combat over.
Okay, that's a success on the first one. I'm sorry, no, it's not. It's one less than what you needed, so it's just a failure on the first one. The second one is a success. So your hit point maximum is not reduced, but you are poisoned until the end of your next turn. That'll be that thing's turn. Next up, the Forge Blight, the fire guy. He is going to do 2 attacks on Chance and on... Well, let's see. I mean, probably just on Chance because you're challenging it. You're a fire boy and he likes your fire. He's going to try and eat you.
We did not start the fire.
It's a 17 and a 21 to hit.
All right. Let me check something real quick. Oh, maybe. Does half cover do anything to melee attacks? It doesn't, right?
No. It's mainly for ranged attacks.
Yeah, I was just double checking. I am going to cast Shield.
Okay.
So I only eat one of those.
Okay. So you'll take the 11 points of bludgeoning, 8 fire reduced to 4, or are you immune? I think you're resistant, right?
Yeah, just resistant at this stage.
Yeah, okay. So it'll be 15 points total. And then you're not wearing any non-magical armor or wielding any non-magical weapons or anything, so we're not worried about that.
Yeah. But it also... it's going to take some damage.
Yeah, it does take some damage. I do need you to make me a con save for your concentration and 1 for the blight.
Yeah.
Or no, you already put it, so it doesn't matter. So just for the concentration for your flame blade.
Take 3 fire damage and...
1. Flame blade goes away.
Yeah, Warcaster is dead. Actually, no.
Well, you have Warcaster.
Oh, that's
you
that.
need to use it, right?
No, saying there's a Warcasters in my future. I don't have it yet.
Oh, you don't have it yet. Okay, I assumed you did. Okay, cool. Well, that's this thing's turn. I don't think you can do anything else. No, it's gonna move. It can move, and it's going to. It's going 50-foot speed, so it's gonna go. It's gonna go in a specific pattern here. It's gonna move up and be like move through here, and then stop in Selra's space. So everybody, Chance, Fuego, Lemuel, Valerian, and Selra, I need you all to make me... Oh no, it just does it, doesn't it? Yeah, I need you all to make me Constitution saving throws if you're not poisoned already.
That's a 20 for Fuego.
I'm already poisoned.
So it's
Just
fine.
22.
Then he was already poisoned. So all of you take 7 points of fire damage as well.
Okay.
And that's not halved already. So
How much was it?
7. So for you, it'd be reduced to 3.
Now, I have a small question. Because I am observing this thing while I'm fighting it. Does it seem to be connected to the portal, or is it its own completely separate thing at this point?
They look completely separate. They're not tethered to the portal in any visible way you can see. Valerian, you got a big roiling column of fire to your back and a big mossy death golem to your front.
I'm gonna reach out and touch it.
Okay. Ooh, that is fantastic. Sure. Let's do what, a charisma saving throw?
Yep, charisma.
That's the fourth one. Yes, it's this. Do you have anything that does anything for that? No, it does not. So, -2 charisma check. Let's go. 17. It's still not enough, but it rolled. That's pretty high for what it could roll. So you watch the fire column roiling now in a like a pillar of just acrid flame. Instantaneously wink out of existence. You're not holding concentration much. Fantastic. Anything else?
I got no bonus action, sir. I am done though because I'm in his reach and I don't want to move out of his way.
Okay. Up next, the Blightwind on the other end of the cavern. It's going to take its first turn around. It is going to probably move. So it's going to move over here. How fast can I go? 60. Yeah, so it's fine. It's going to go right about there, and it's going to use Wind Whip twice on Selra.
Okay.
Natural 20 and a 16.
I'm resistant to necrotic damage.
There you are. So
Also, I'm immune to crits.
You're what?
Because adamantine breastplate or adamantine plate thing.
Cool. So I'll just roll damage again for the normal one. One doesn't hit, but we'll just take 13 slashing, and resistance means 3 necrotic, so 16 points of damage from the first one.
Yep.
And then the 16 hits you, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So then that's an additional 16 points of damage from the second one as well.
99, 16.
Total 32.
Ouchie.
And then I need you to make me 2 Constitution saving throws. Okay, the second one fails. You are poisoned until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
Phew. Fuego is up next.
Fuego gonna jump onto the mossy boy and bite it twice.
Give her a go.
I'm sorry. It just.
Yeah, the 10 misses, but the 16 does hit. So that is 13 points of damage total. Yeah, 13 points of damage total. And I need him to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. Just makes it with a 15. Fantastic. Selra.
Sarah's gonna pull out her pike and stab this thing twice.
Sure.
And rage first. For sheer rage.
Yeah, I was waiting
And
for it.
recklessness.
I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, go for it.
And a bit of a master because they do it to 2. Is my pike here?
You have
So
reach with
it's
the pike?
yes.
Okay, so that's and these are -5s, I'm assuming, are in play?
Yep.
Okay, so the first one misses, second one does hit. That is 20 points of damage total, I believe. Let me make sure that this thing's resistances are in order.
That is magical.
Yeah. Just making sure that it's not just flat resistant to piercing because it's an air elemental. Yeah, it's cool, so 20 points of damage. Fantastic. That is the most anyone's done to it in one go so far. Fantastic to see. Okay. It almost feels like when you're stabbing into this thing, like you're popping a balloon every single time. Like you're poking through something corporeal because of your magic spear.
This air thing hits hard.
Anything else?
That's all I can do. So enter.
Okay. That was the end of your. I'm sorry. Hold on. You were supposed to roll both of those with disadvantage. Did you? Is that reckless?
Reckless.
Yeah. Okay.
Reckless.
Fantastic. So at the end of your turn, you were no longer poisoned, but everything has advantage to hit you. So cool. Keep that in mind. Lemuel, back to you at the top of the round. Okay. All right. Pop that sucker out and roll it.
Let's see.
I don't know what I've given you so far, but go ahead and do that. I don't know if you're holding on to a superior or not. Or if I'm just giving you graders.
Let's see. Make sure.
Today is a good day to die.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Plus one. Oh. Yep. What was for?
Okay.
Oop. Alright.
Cool. 12. Got 12 total healing.
Yay.
And 25 is better than 13. Okay. Blade work gives you resistance to
Okay. Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Okay. Cool. Any movements? Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, resistance activated. Any movements?
Let's see.
Assuming that's a no because you're not moving. Okay, ground level. Fantastic. Chance, your turn. And you're not poisoned at the end of your turn.
Oh, I'm stepping over to here. And you know how there's no eyes in team? There are several eyes, and I don't care how big the room is. I cast Fireball.
Okay. Who are we casting Fireball on?
It's a snap to corner, correct, on this thing?
Yeah. Snap to corner. I'm going to go probably straight to the left or right to get the most accurate vision. There you go. There you go. That'll do it. That'll get both of them without hitting your friends. So that is Death Moss and Dexterity saving throws.
I just had to put an input obligatory. Hey, you singed my hair.
Shut my fucking
You have
face.
you have more hair.
Oh, 22 on the bogfowl. Fantastic. Okay. Well, the water one succeeds, surprising no one. That would be
29 minus 2 plus 9.
30. 38. Right.
Say 27 is no, it'd be 36 and 39 with the channel elements.
Yeah. Okay. So 39 to Death Moss, and half of that, which is 19, to the bogfowl.
Now, the leveled spell thing. How does that work if it's from a magic item?
If the magic item says that you cast the spell, it's the same rules as always. If it's a specific ability that it has, then you abide by the actions that the item gives you.
Alright, I was gonna see if I can maybe cast Fizzband's Platinum Shield, but I can't cast more than one leveled spell in a turn, so...
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Big old fireball. Fantastic. Death Moss is starting to look worn down there. A lot of that wet, sloppy mud has now dried and flaked off. So you're getting down pretty far. Is that the end of your turn? Assuming yes, I'm going to take the poison off of you.
Yep, I had my turn, and that means my poison is done.
Yep. Done for now. Bogfowl's turn. He's gonna sling some water still. Everybody from before, I believe, is what I'm gonna be able to get here. Actually, that's everybody. It's a 10-foot radius. Yep. Everybody. Constitution saving throws, please.
Even if you're poisoned?
Yep. You're gonna get wet. It just matters if you take the poison damage or not.
Assuming saying Fuego and as wellness, I guess everyone in this little bit here.
Mm-hmm. It's Selrel, Lemuel, Valerian, and Fuego. Okay, 3 fails in the save. So Selrel, you take no damage. The rest of you are going to take 19 points of poison. And
I will use my reaction to halve that damage.
Sure.
Death for the Soulbound.
I'm pretty sure I make this save.
I believe that saves on your blood concentration.
What's 19? What's 19 divided by 2?
It'd be 9. And then it's going to use its action to move another 30 feet. So it's going to get right... 30 feet will put it right in Valerian's space.
Good thing I used the item interaction, put that fucking manta ray on.
Mm-hmm. And now you're already poisoned, so we're not worrying about the blight here. But it is...
I'm worried about drowning.
Yeah, it's beginning to lap at your boots there, buddy. Can't do anything yet, but we will get there when we get there. The Death Moss is up next. He's going to go ahead and make his thing here. He's going to use his special ability, I think. Because he just took a big chunk of damage. 20-foot radius sphere. So everybody in this sphere needs to make me Constitution saving throw. As this thing begins to like shake itself and mud begins to splatter everywhere, but also it's releasing a big cloud of spores in that area around it.
We're all gonna die.
Oh boy, yeah, it's nose from those three. Bogfell's not affected. So, you three are indifferent toward this elemental. For 1 minute, you cannot take any hostile actions toward it. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. Or when it or its allies harm you, or you witness your allies being similarly harmed.
I don't like you.
So
They can still attack the other elementals, right? Just are indifferent to that one.
You are not caring as much about the Earth one as you do the other ones that are on the board at the moment. Valerian, your turn.
Misty Step.
Move it out.
I'm gonna join Chance over here.
Okay.
And just let this guy.
Ooh, natural.
I don't think a nat one hits.
Fortunately, no. Although you are supposed to roll a disadvantage, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. Do you want me to reroll?
Take the first correct roll. 22. That works better.
Ignore the 23.
Okay.
I forgot to click that off.
That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and check this. Yeah. So it's going to take full damage, that full 12 necrotic damage from that. And its speed is reduced, right? Or it just can't heal?
Can't heal.
Never get hit points. Okay, sounds good. Okay, fantastic. At the end of your turn, the poison goes away.
Yay, there was much rejoicing.
Yes, and then the Blightwind gets its turn. The Blightwind is going to... It's going to shoot itself up to here. And it is going to use Blight Vortex. This is going to affect everybody, I believe. Yep. Everybody within 20 feet of it needs to make me a strength saving throw, please.
I have advantage. Let's move.
Thankfully, I can only take damage from whatever this thing does once.
I'm gonna die at this rate.
Don't die.
I think that's good.
Oh God.
Okay, so the only one that succeeded was Selra, and I think Chance is the one that has the +4, or is that Fuego? No, Fuego has +4.
That was Fuego.
So Fuego and Selra both succeed on this. The rest of you are pulled 20 feet straight toward the blade. So, there.
God.
And then, since all three of you are in range enough to enter its space at the end of this move,
Oh. Shit. I forgot to.
take,
Where the fuck is it?
let's see, it's 12, 13, that's 5, 18 points of necrotic damage. Wow, look at that. Yeah, you are down. You're just down at 0.
Wait, how much damage did we just take?
18 points of necrotic.
Oof.
There's 4 points of radiant to the water one.
Wait, how are you still at health? How much damage have you taken?
He's taken a lot. He took that natural 20 to the chin at the very outset. Feels like you should have more than 52 hit points though for some reason.
Unless he has a negative con modifier.
Or he's been rolling bad this whole time. Yeah, that's true. You are part wizard. Okay. So Lemuel is takes in the big old fart cloud there and passes out. The rest of you are subject to the necrotic damage. Give me that con save for your banishment spell, please.
And you get to repeat the save from this fucking thing.
Yes, all three of you would. Yeah, fantastic. So Fuego can become hostile. Valerian, I don't believe you can. I think it's a 16. No, it's a 15, so you just barely make it. Lemuel's passed out, so I'm not going to worry about him. That would be the Blight Wind's turn. Speaking of Fuego.
Yeah, nom nom on earthen, bitch.
Okay. Give her a shot.
Disadvantage because poison.
He does not have a high AC, so I'm expecting these to hit. Yeah, even though 13 hits. So that is, 11 and 6, means 17 points of damage.
Minimum damage on that second attack. Jesus.
Yeah, well, the good thing is that when these things reach half health, something fun happens. So when Fuego takes his second attack, it brings this creature down below half health. And as he bites into the chest of this creature, he rips out a pulsating orb of what looks like this rotten wooden heart. Crunches it, destroys it, and this creature is replaced instead by a clean earth elemental. He watches the moss and trees fall away, the mud hardens into solid rock, and this thing stands, still mostly injured, but regarding the battlefield now as it takes its place amongst the initiative order. Won't know what that means until maybe its turn runs around. So, Selra, you're up first. You're up next in mission.
Right. Praying that this thing's an ally.
I'm hitting. Okay, I'm hitting this guy still.
Okay, sure.
Reckless, all that jazz. Whack, whack. Wait, I'm 10 feet away.
Yeah, I think it reaches 10 feet, so you're not technically out of its range.
Whoop, that was wrong one.
That is rough.
Reckless has range.
It is.
Wait, I did that wrong. My bad.
Yeah, this is supposed to be advanced. You were not poisoned. There's the natural 20. Fantastic. Okay, well, those are both going to hit, so it's going to deal a lot of damage.
Plus a d10.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so 19 and 13, 20, 32 plus
hold
43 plus 4. 47 plus 10, 57.
Hold up. He critted. That should be 2d10.
Oh, because I have special barbarian thing. That gets
Like
me
I said,
50.
that should. Oh, never mind.
Yep.
You're.
47. I think is what I said. No, 57. Excuse me. 57 points of damage is a lot. And in a similar vein, once this thing becomes low health, it is instead replaced. The smoke moving away, dispersing throughout the cave to instead be replaced by a clean air elemental form.
And I get to hit. Oh, sorry.
But that's it.
Okay.
Let me.
Oh.
Give me your death save, please.
Whisper.
If you can, whisper it to me.
Okay.
Yeah, whisper toggle at the top of your page and then roll it.
Let's see. Alright, let's do that. Is that it? No. Alright, whisper.
Your whisper toggle at the top of your character sheet. You put it on 2GM.
Okay. Got it.
When
See to
he
that.
was a young
No.
warthog.
Here we go. Just edit, attributes and abilities. 2GM. There we go. Okay. And then core. Alright. That should do it. Alright, let's save.
Okay. Keep that in mind. Chance. You are currently in the middle of a now no longer foul-smelling air elemental.
Alright, Chance, I think, is starting to realize what the gimmick here is. So what he's going to do is he's going to completely ignore the wind elemental. He's going to say to Valerian, help Limestone. I don't care if you can't heal him, just keep him from bleeding out. Move over to here.
I would assume not. If Tongues
No.
is a concentration spell, then Flame Blade would have replaced it at the start of the fight.
So, also, I think it's been longer than an hour.
I don't know about that. I don't think it's been an hour. You like
Oh, is it?
maximum for you guys checking out the chamber would have been like maybe 30 minutes.
Looking at the wind elemental and the earth elemental, do they seem hostile, more hostile to us, or hostile to the impure thing here?
I mean, it's hard to tell with elementals in the heat of combat. If you want to use your action to make an insight check, you certainly can.
Waste of time. So, just gonna move over to here, and I'm gonna blast the water elemental with a scorching ray.
Okay. Shot. Misses. Hits. And hits.
I will reroll one of those. I will reroll the d6. So
5, 8, 18 plus 3 is 21. 21 points of fire damage.
if it has resistance, no, it doesn't.
Funnily enough, the water thing is not resistant to fire. Naturally.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
and
Question is, what's the magic number here? It is 59. Okay. Okay. Anything else?
Can I? Yeah, nope. That'll be it. Chance will. He doesn't know situation how to try and talk to the elementals, or if they're even intelligent enough to speak. But he's mainly just trying to deal with the current threat.
Sure. Let's see. Water one's currently the only fouled one on the board. I think he's gonna fucking punch the shit out of some stuff. Can't reach anybody but one person at a time, though. Decisions. I think he's going to move up here, away from Fuego, so you get an opportunity attack if you want it. Fuego's still poisoned, so.
What
Oh,
are you doing
great.
to me?
Or no, he took his turn to rip out the Earth Elemental's heart last time, so he's not poisoned.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, so 10, because I can't roll for shit today, apparently. At least with Fuego.
It's a failure. Okay, and then he's going to punch Valerian and Selra. Slam. In that order. 15 to hit Valerian, 23 to hit Selra. 15 misses, obviously. 10 points of bludgeoning reduced to 5, and then 4 poison. And you can make me
hold on. What's your AC?
I'm resistant to poison.
What's your AC?
You don't know his AC.
He's a party member. I think I would know his. I'm asking him what his AC is.
Are you wearing armor?
Not
You're wearing a
high.
breastplate, right?
Yeah, it's a 16.
Yeah. Just wearing a pretty snazzy breastplate.
So, what number?
16.
Okay, never mind. Fuck that. I can't help you.
I need a con save from Selra for the poison, please.
Okay. One moment.
Huh. An armored barbarian. Don't see very many of those.
Yes, but I use him all the time. It's very, very nice.
Sometimes it's better than an armored defense. You are poisoned, unfortunately.
Especially if you get adamantine half plate with the +2 modifier.
Mm.
You said you're immune to poison or resistant to poison?
Resistance.
Okay. Well, that's 7 points of damage total then.
Yep.
Cool. What would be the Death Mouse's turn? This is now an Earth Elemental. This thing is going to rise up to its full Earth Elemental height, regard the battlefield, take a clocking of the blighted, like swampy water creature currently facing off against the group of you. And it's going to take one look at that thing and trundle its way on over, punch the shit out of it, as Earth Elementals are wont to do. Now, these are not, I don't think these are magical. No, these are not magical, so these are going to do half of this damage, but I believe both of those hit. Nope, first one misses. First one misses wide, the second one's a natural 20. That is 32 points of damage, halved to 16. Punches the shit out of the water elemental, and then as he does, he misses the first attack, reaches with an uppercut with the stony fist and grabs something in the center of the water's form that you can't see because the water's just so murky and cloudy. Rips it out, and you can see it's a still beating like disgusting like algae heart. Crushes it in his fist, and this elemental is replaced instead by a clean water elemental. With 47 hit points.
Chance will call out, Valerian, let the fire elemental out.
So you do want to set the world on fire.
Just do it!
I'll drop my concentration. That means the fire elemental is literally right on top of the water, earth element.
Okay. And unfortunately, you don't know the initiative order, but it is the next up in the turn order, which means two things happen. First of all, everything that's currently touching it has to take fire damage. So that is... That is 6 points of fire damage to both elementals.
Oh wait, isn't that thing he has to do on his turn?
No, if you are in its space at all, ever.
No, I mean the ending concentration.
No, you can drop concentration
No, I
whenever
could
you like
try-
to.
Yeah.
Concentration is whenever you want to thing. This thing does not have resistance to fire, so it's going to take the full 6. And the Earth Elemental, I'm assuming, is the same way. Yeah, so it's going to take the full 6 as well. Second thing that happened, because there is a water elemental on the field, and the Forge Blight is a fire creature, and has water susceptibility, I have to do calculations. So I'm gonna say since it's every gallon of water does 1 cold damage to it, it's gonna take a ton of damage here. So I'm tempted to make a regular, but it's a flat damage total. I'm gonna say, let's say 20 gallons, so 20 points of cold damage to this thing as it returns to the battlefield. And the water elemental will be recoiling as well from its space after everything's said and done. And it comes back on its turn, so it's going to go ahead and do its actions now. We are going to consider it on myself and just fucking burn the shit out of everybody. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Cinder Burst, and it's going to everything in a 10-foot radius sphere out from the forge plane. 10. So that is all elementals, Selra, and Lemuel.
Fuck!
That's a 1 failed death save.
Yeah, it is Constitution saving throw. Technically, if you succeed on the con save, you do not take damage at all, ever. I don't know if you automatically fail those saves while you're unconscious and incapacitated.
I
Only
think it's only Dex. Like Strength.
Unconscious says automatically fails Strength and Dex. This is not an attack roll. It's not a crit. Incapacitated just means you take no action. So technically you have a chance to survive this and not take any death saves. That's not enough though. Okay, so that is 1 failed death save for you. Everybody else is making con saves.
Oh, did you whisper the con save?
He did, yeah. He got a 10.
If you die, I apologize. Like I thought that Jay was gonna do that on his turn, so he could release concentration and immediately blast the fucking thing.
Oh no, I had something else planned.
So Zaro succeeds. It's a 17, right? I need 1 from the elementals. 2 successes, 1 failure, so the failure takes, so the air elemental takes 12 points of fire and poison damage. Is it immune to poison because it's an air elemental? Yes, it is. So only the fire, which is the low roll, but that's only 3, yeah, 3 points of damage. And that's it. That's all he's gonna do. Unless he really wants to take attacks of opportunity, which I don't think it does, because there's literally everything surrounding it. So, Valerian, you're up next.
Here's a nifty ability called Draconic Healing.
Oh my god, the first time you used healing magic in this whole campaign. Alright, cast a Cure Wounds.
When he wakes up, I just whisper to him, everybody gets 1.
Sure. 9 points. No,
No.
9 points of healing to Lemmy.
Unclean.
Heretic. Reaper giveth, and the Reaper taketh away. No,
That's my turn. I can't do shit, so.
There we go. I've not been keeping track of anything blight related. Let me make me a con save again, just to see if you're poisoned on your turn.
You got it.
Also, what's faith? I'm atheist.
Technically true. Okay, you're not poisoned.
Seriously, my character is atheist.
You can go off of Whisper now if you want. Next up is
Got
the
it.
Air Elemental. For Valerian's done his turn. So
Yeah, I said I was done.
yeah. So this thing is going to. Yeah, we're gonna try and blow the fire out. Try and blow out the candles. Yeah, those are gonna hit. Fuck. Okay, so this is gonna be half damage at least because it's not magical damage. 9 points plus 7 points, 16 points. Magical bludgeoning. Buffeting the fire in as much as it can. It does make contact twice. It doesn't have to make Constitution saving throws.
I stage whisper, make a wish.
At least one of those is a failure, so this thing is poisoned at the end of its turn.
But it's not elemental, so it may actually just be immune to that condition.
That is true. You are correct. It is immune to the poison condition. That's a good looking out for that. Let's take that off. It does take fire damage though, because it makes contact with the fire. So you double check and see if it's just the D8. It is. Hits with melee attack, 5 feet, it takes 1d8 fire damage. So that's 2d8 fire damage because I hit twice. Total of 9 points. So your elemental takes 9 points damage. Okay. Watching the fire get sucked up into the air elemental, doing a little bit of damage to it, but also doing fairly good damage to the forge blade as well. It is going to, at the end of its turn, fly over so that it's not engulfing you two. Which will cause it to take more damage, actually, but, whatever. It's not gonna... It's just... Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. I did way too much damage. Hold on. I have to do -2, not set to 2. Okay, and then that's the end of his turn, so Fuego's up next. And then your fire immunity thing, is that only for you? Does that count for Fuego as well? I think it's just spells, right? Or is it all things fire?
It's for some reason my element, my Eidolon doesn't get the benefit of channel elements. I really think it should, but it doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, the normal elemental still, whatever it is. He's only kind of partial. Okay. Yeah. Well, both those are gonna hit anyway.
Yeah, so the fire damage does nothing, but the piercing is magic.
Yes, so I got 14 points of damage there. Does that hit the magic number? Nope, you were 1 point off the magic number. Unfortunately. Okay, Selra, prove your worth.
Great weapon, master, swing. Reckless.
Or wouldn't this be more of a poke?
It's probably poke. By the way, Chance, you take 2 and then 3 points of fire.
Boy!
Okay, relax.
I think that just...
I just want to say counter argument. He doesn't have enough brain cells, so even though he should be poking his wing.
Her intelligence is a 6.
That's true. Yeah, the intelligence is a dumb stat, for sure. 5 points of fire damage total to Chance from doing the 2 attacks with Fuego, and then for you are
Is that 5
him.
after having?
Yes, 5 after having. And then Silver takes 1 point of fire from the poke, but all that damage is going to take it below half. I don't even know if I should do the calculation, but it's 23 plus 8, fucking 31 plus your brutal critical.
Plus 5.
Great. It's 36 points of damage. Sounds good.
Yep.
And as you do, you stab through the heart of this thing, and you watch as the flames go from a sickly green to a warm, almost too warm and bright yellow and orange. Okay. And at this point, we are out of initiative, unless you guys want to finish the job. That's up to you.
No.
Stop that for now.
all of a sudden, we start hearing Mortal Kombat theme song in the background. Like, finish him! Like, what the fuck?
Fatality. Alright, so as the combat subsides, the elementals taking a step back from each other so as not to commingle. You watch as they all kind of in their cleansed corporeal forms, still injured from your fight, but now no longer blighted creatures. You watch as each of them regards the other and begin to converse among each other in a language that many of you are not able to understand. Those of you that understand primordial hear a conversation between the four elementals, discussing their corruption, discussing their memories of the fight. The conversation more conveying ideas than actual words. And you get
I do actually understand it.
Yeah, you do, but it's I'm giving you the summary because it's less a literal conversation and more of a sharing of feeling, as these elemental creatures are wont to do. You can see that in conversing amongst themselves, they're gesturing to each other and gesturing to you guys as a group. And at one point, the four of them glance over at the coffin that lies in the center of the room with the fire elementals currently charring, just leaving a blackened footprints on. I'm going to rearrange these guys so they can take a step away. As they kind of position themselves opposite you, each of them in turn gesture to your group, and in primordial, the understanding is that they are thanking you for freeing them of their corruption. That this was not the design that was meant for them, that their purpose had been co-opted by dark magic that came after their purpose was given to them. And that by freeing them of their blighted existence, cleansing nature as it were, you have as a group more than earned the right to claim titles of wardens. You watch as they finish their conversation, something that only those of you with primordial can hear, the rest of you are having to be translated to. You watch as each of them places what stands for an arm, a hand, upon the slightly ruptured and now just like partially destroyed sarcophagus. And you watch as the lid in 4 parts gets washed away by the tide, cracked and absorbed by the earth elemental, melted into slag and eroded away by the air, to reveal inside a single what looks like a large seed of some kind, like a brown colored seed.
Is it brown?
Lemuel asks the elementals in primordial what this seed is, and their response is, it is your right to claim. And as they all in tandem bow and give reverence to the new wardens, each of them begins to head back toward their respective portals. Oops,
Whoa. Somebody translate. Can these guys help with the fucking cure?
No, they were here to test us for the the key. I can only assume it's the key. And Chance will reach in the sarcophagus for the seed.
You pick it up. It's. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's a coconut. And as you pick it up, you feel it's fairly weighty, and you kind of rattle it back and forth, and there's something inside. You can hear something clattering around on the inside of the coconut.
Does it seem like I have to just break it open, or is it like a seam?
It's a coconut, man. What do you do with coconuts?
All right, Chance will just crack
Yep.
it on the stone of the sarcophagus.
Sure. Whack. Make me a strength check just for fun. Just see if you can get it first try. No.
Your question about what you do with the coconut, I'd like to plead the fifth on the ground that I don't want to incriminate myself.
African or European spell? Okay, sure. let me can try the strength check. Why not? Just out of curiosity, let's see if you can put a sentence together without sounding like a robot.
Okay, how is this going? Does it sound like human talk?
So far, so good. We'll see. We'll tell you if it goes robot again.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yes, your disguise is back.
All right. Cool. All right. Strength. Here we go. Boop.
Nice. Good enough. You take it in both hands and whack it against the side of the stone sarcophagus, and out of the bottom of the coconut falls a copper-colored key, much like the ones that you have in your possession. Only this time, the gem, the head of the key, is that of a bright yellow amber color.
Okay. I hand the key over to Chance.
Sure. You
I don't.
You gotta shake some of the coconut milk off of it first, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, one step. And there it goes.
Now what? Okay.
Oh.
All I got was now what.
I'll just stick to typing. It seems more consistent.
All right.
Chance will cast produce flame and kind of hold it behind the key to shine light through it, like you do with the other keys.
Now you recall that the keys work with maps.
Yeah.
Usually. The compass heading that you get, you do get like a beam of light that goes through and skews off in a specific direction. You don't know which cardinal direction that is because you're underground.
Well, we do have a map. We can just
if you unfurl the map and do the same thing, the area that the light points to on your map is, concerningly enough, seems to be in the middle of the open sea.
another one of these.
Why does it say at the corner of the map everything the light touches is yours to inherit?
What about that shadowy place? You must never go there. That is Netria. The DM hasn't finished fleshing that place out yet.
No, we're going to Netria next, right, guys?
Yeah, sure.
Sure we go.
Now, Well, with tongue still have chance, we'll say the elementals. Okay, so how do we get out of here? Where's the exit?
The elementals look at each other and just say, well, how'd you get here?
A dragon let us in?
Perhaps the dragon can let you out.
Mr. Dragonman, can you let us out?
Just saying that to the sky.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you get no response.
Alright, so I guess Chance is gonna start looking around for an actual exit, because if our sun dragon friend can't just let us back out, there's gotta be a door or exit somewhere.
Sure. Make me an investigation check.
What are my dice today?
Don't know. Not the greatest in the world. That's better. Chance, you are checking the tunnels and the walls, and there's no obvious sign of anything that goes through there. Lemuel, you take one last look in the coffin, just for shits and giggles. And you notice one little thing. It looks like underneath it's kind of like a pillow there. Underneath the pillow, there's something poking out that catches your attention. When you pull it out, it looks like a very thin slab of obsidian-colored stone with esoteric, arcane writing up and down its surface.
Just like before.
I didn't catch that. What was it?
It's one of those rune stones like before that we use, and it kind of acts as like a one-use teleport.
Could be.
Like, is that the one where, isn't it? Because we've seen these before. Like, if it is the thing where you break it and it acts as a one-use teleport.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we ran into those at the Wizard Tower. Is this one of those?
That is one of the things you ran into at the Wizard Tower. Correct. It seems fairly similar. It seems almost identical, but it's made of different materials, written with a different script, all that fun stuff.
Meanwhile, sorry, I just wanted to do a little bit. Basically, while you guys all been talking with that fire elemental and trying to figure it out, how to get out and all that shit, my character is looking at my head oh, I feel so dirty. Is that what healing feels like?
Feels unnatural.
Yes, we know. Healing is anathema to you.
Sorry, I had to add that bit somewhere.
I look at Valerian and say, "Thank you for doing the wrong thing. I hope."
He's gone. It's a robot.
He passes out from exhaustion. I hope. Okay. So. Yeah, of course. So, I'm assuming that everyone is gathering around your half Earth elemental, half Earth friend. You take one last look. The elementals each disappearing in turn. All of the portals, as they disappear through them, go out, and the plinths are left disenchanted. In the final moments that you see before the tablet is snapped, and the four of you, or the five of you, rather, Fuego included, are thrust back up to the surface of Shije. in a flash, you arrive in a rather unceremonious cloud of dust and arcane magic. Your stomach's taking that familiar pull of teleportation magic, and as you take in your surroundings, you see that you have appeared inside of what appears to be a tent of some kind, with a very confused-looking pair of tabaxis staring up at you. Like, what the fuck are these 4 or 5 doing in our tent now? I see a couple of you had, like, tumbled out of the entrance or, like, out in the market square at this point. And in all the confusion, like, they begin, like yelling out in catfolk, like, what the fuck? You know, those of you who chance still understand with tongues, they're like, what the fuck are you doing in my tent? The rest of those who have spilled out of the tent, let's say Falarian and what's your face? Book.
Soldier.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna call you fucking Salem from now on. The fucking barbarian lady, you kind of dust yourselves off, pick yourselves up, and see that there has been quite the increase in guard, as several like big, bulky, intimidating-looking Leonin in dark black metal armor, wielding big old great axes, have now like surrounded the pyramid's base and are patrolling back and forth, and who have all taken notice of the sudden appearance of 5 random fuckos in the tent out of nowhere. And they all begin to converge on your position.
Guys, we have company.
Oh, I haven't stumbled out of a tent over in a while.
Chance to look at the group. Should we just run, or should we try and talk out?
I'm good either or.
Talking.
Thank you, but that's not a helpful response.
I know, but if you want my, I don't want you. I don't. If I give you my opinion, you're gonna look at me funny. That's why I'm trying to hold my tongue. You already look at me funny, all right? I don't need to give you more reason to look at you, making you look at me funny.
All right, so Limestone saying book it. Phil is saying either way. What about you, Miss Barbarian Lady? Who I think you said something. I just didn't hear what you said because the people were talking at the same time.
I think talking this out is a wonderful solution. But we can whatever you want to.
You see Fuego like gets up and says, "We can take him, Master. I know we can."
Fuego, Fuego. We just got out of a big fight with elementals. Like Limestone's near death. I'm not exactly tip-top shape. Question.
You got like 3 seconds before they're up on you, man.
I got a above game question. This is actually relevant that Chance would know and be able to think on the fly. I just need to ask you, like, player. The sun dragons are a big thing to these guys, right? Because they're gods, the sun, or something.
In what way? Like cultural wise or religious wise?
Either.
I mean, you're not really sure off the top of your head. I would say there's a lot of imagery around Qaraako, but you didn't see a whole lot about Solamir specifically. You want to make a religion check to just kind of guess?
Kind of what I have to do, because we did also just go through one of their tombs, so if there was any depictions, I would have probably seen it. 19?
Yeah, nothing related to Solamir, but I mean, he's sitting at the top of the pyramid for a reason.
Wait a minute, we still have that fucking longsword.
No, that might not be a good idea right now. And also, because remember, it's not glowing anymore, because we're outside the pyramid. It's not special.
Yeah, but we could use some sort of proof if you try to convince them we're just,
Yeah.
not...
I have Qarako's base Morningstar thing.
That's true. You do have If Suladak.
I was gonna maybe hold up the focus that was touched by the sun dragon, and this looks like a mini like glowing sun thing. So maybe that would give them pause instead of just attacking us. Oh yeah, we did. Because like, it clashed with Phil's vibe, so Phil left it.
Sure. Okay.
What? I didn't leave it. I mean, I was planning to. Then why look to new party members like, couldn't you use this? Is it magical? She took it.
No, she got the mace. So yeah, that would have been left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind.
Okay, what are we doing?
Tongues lets me communicate with them, right? Not just in terms of.
I believe so, yes. Tongues is the better version of comprehend languages where you can converse back and forth. You're hearing shouts of outsiders, get them. Everyone else is hearing, that same thing but in catfolk.
Yeah. This probably is not going to work because basically none of my plans have worked out properly this whole time. So, but good dude anyway. Chance is going to hold aloft the dragon touch focus. Let it catch the sunlight.
Okay. Are you saying anything along with this, or are you just holding it up?
Chance will shout.
Fucking angry cat.
We are. Fuck. Okay. This is what Chance is trying to do. Make us seem significant enough that they're not going to attack us on sight, and maybe try and bring us to the people in charge. So that way, maybe we could name drop Solomir.
Okay.
And I don't. Hunter here is very much not the best at this type of thing. So
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make me a persuasion check. What are the rest of you doing?
Do I have any bonuses for having the dragon touch thing glinting in the sun, looking like a mini sun orb?
I'm letting you make a straight roll.
Hey, 16. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
I hold my hands up and surrender.
Okay. Okay.
I hold up the mace thing. The Morning Star.
Okay. You don't have tongues, so anything you say is going to be lost in translation.
Okay.
But go ahead and roll me a persuasion check, straight roll anyway.
Okay. Persuasion, this is not going to end well.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have a slight bonus, right? A little bit of a bonus.
Oh, -1.
Yeah, okay, well, it's still 16. That's as good as chances.
Yeah.
The rest of you are showing surrender at the moment. You're basically given up. So I'm not gonna have you roll anything. I'm leaving it to the two people that are trying to convince the guards of stuff. With those 16s, first of all, Suladak immediately recognizable. You see everybody as soon as you whip out the mace and hold it up high, the sun glinting off of the head of this big old morning star, you watch as, immediately the look of recognition on everybody in this marketplace's face, just wide eyes, dropped jaws, immediate on the ground, bowing down before you, except for the guards. The guards are rushing up to you. They see the look of recognition. They halt for a moment. They falter. They hear Chance speaking in their tongue, and holding up, the dragon-touched focus. It's clearly some magical relic or whatever. And they don't halt their approach, but they surround you, and they don't appear to be attacked. They're ready to attack. They've got their battle axes at the ready, pointed at you, ready to swing if you do anything crazy. But they're not immediately attacking you. You hear Chance specifically, the only one who can understand cats at the moment. You hear just in like murmurs among the crowd. You hear like, "Oh my God, it's the sacred, it's Suladak. It's the sacred weapon. How did they get it? Why are they here? Did they kill the guardian of the tomb? Did they steal it and get away? What's going on? How do we know they're not heretics here to claim our treasures for themselves?" Or like, "Oh my God, shut up! They managed to claim the thing. Clearly they have Qaraako's blessing. There's all sorts of discussion going on through the crowd and through the guards as well. You can hear this like discussion like amongst themselves in whispers as they're keeping their eyes trained on your group. You see, as they encircle you and as you're kind of like holding up your hands in surrender, one of the guards looks at you, Chance, and says, "You speak our mother tongue. How is this possible?"
Currently, magical assistance. Might not last for too much longer.
All must be understood. How did you come to claim these sacred relics?
We received them willingly from the what was the name of the sun dragon again?
Solamir.
We received them directly from Solamir. Willingly given.
The mention of Solamir sends another murmur throughout the crowd. We don't know whether you are thieves or whether you are ordained by Qaraako himself. That is not for us to decide.
I assume that would be for the High Priest, aka the Pharaoh?
You would assume correctly. Do not make any sudden moves. You will be taken to the palace and brought before the Pharaoh.
Works for me. Hold that thought right quick. Limestone, do you have another cast of tongues?
Okay.
No, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet.
Okay. Immediately trying to cast. Kill them by casting spells! No.
Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. First, I'm asking first if you have another use of it.
Heretic magic!
All right.
Take their heads! No, I'm kidding.
All right. Okay, once Chance has that confirmation, Chance will then turn to the guard. My friend here is what is allowing us to converse. He can reapply it to last for another hour. With your permission and you keeping close eye, I would like to have him do so.
You will do no such thing. We will take you before the Pharaoh and all will be revealed. No, do not resist. And then the spell runs out in the middle of the sentence. And they begin to converge on you, taking your arms, putting them behind your back, and lashing them with rope so that you cannot use them. Dragging you to your feet and removing any obvious weaponry from your person. Handing it to one of the guards to hold on to.
Do they take the mace and the dragon focus?
They do, yes, they do. They treat it with a high amount of reverence. Like one of them, each of these guards is wearing heavy black armor, but they have some of them have long red like shoulder capes that are kind of drooped off to one side. One of them takes the shoulder cape off of his armor and wraps the artifacts that you presented in that cloth to be, kept safe and undamaged as they transport both you and them towards the northern end of the city. And this is
what do they do with Fuego?
I'm assuming Fuego has been given the instruction not to react volatile.
Yeah.
In a volatile nature. So
yeah. I'm just wondering, like, how do they bind him up?
They wouldn't bind him, but they would be like pointing their axes at him, and essentially like treating him like an animal, like just like they're corralling him along with you.
So collar, multiple leashes, muzzle, got it.
no, they don't have that kind of stuff on hand for an elemental summon. But they are like ready to smack him out of existence should he make any sudden moves. He's sticking close to your side like a guard dog chance, but without the command to attack. He's just kind of being defensive about it. As your group paraded through town, drawing the eye of many a catfolk from their homes, you can see that the quarantine is still going on. Those people who were in the marketplace, like when you arrived, were only out there to like gather whatever like daily rations they were going to get. Everyone else is watching from like behind shuttered windows and behind curtains, slightly open doorways, that kind of thing. And they all give you this curious eye as you kind of like paraded through the street and taken to what is the largest singular set of stone stairs that you have ever seen in your lives, most likely. And you begin to climb them. It is a tiring walk, especially without being able to use your arms. But nonetheless, you trudge forward up the stairs. You're passing catfolk now in more ornate robes, all ordained with the symbolism of Qaraako's faithful. You're seeing elaborate headdresses, and you're seeing makeup applied to the fur of the tabaxi. Certain, geometric designs that have been painted into the fur on their arms, their legs, their faces. Some of them are wearing these like ornamental hats and wigs that definitely don't belong on a catfolk, but that afford some sort of religious significance to them, or perhaps just like a noble fashion sense. Like you get the sense that these are the people of the upper crust, the people that are not just the peasantry down below. Like they have a specific purpose in the city, and they're treated well because of it. As you are led up the stairs through rows of columns with heavy tapestries and silks spread between them, blowing slightly in the breeze from the top of this like hilltop necropolis. Essentially, you can look to your side and see below you the sprawl of the sandstone city of Shije as you are led through the main building and brought forward into an opulent throne room. Polished marble flooring stained with patterns of the sun and the moon. You see rows upon rows of stone seats that each sit another tabaxi or leonin individual in stark white or bright yellow robing, each with golden filigree and design on them. At the end of the room, you see perhaps the most decked out one of them all, a female tabaxi with this kind of like a bob of a wig, kind of like a black colored wig of dreadlocks that comes to about her chin, neatly manicured so that it looks intentionally geometric by design. You can see that she is also wearing very expensive looking silk and filigree and bangles and gold and neckwear, makeup done immaculately. She's got turquoise, ruby, sapphire stones that are kind of encrusted in these metal adornments around her person, and she carries with her a long crooked staff that she has next to her at her side, held in one hand. And you see as you enter, as you're being dragged through this central corridor up to where the throne is, she is currently having a conversation with another catfolk. This one you see has shimmering golden fur, golden mane. You can tell that it's a catfolk because it's not the most bulky, like a Leonin would be, like the guards that are leading you or some of the other priests that you see in the chamber. But nonetheless, it does have a long kind of golden mane. It's got a thin but muscular body, wearing similarly adorned golden-colored robes and adornments. And they are having a conversation between the two of them. At your entrance, as you are being dragged forward into this chamber, you see that the what you assume to be the pharaoh stops the conversation midway, regards this gold-robed individual in front of her, and asks a question in catfolk, to which the answer is given, and the catfolk looks at all of you with a smile in his eyes and responds in kind to the pharaoh, who waves a hand in front of her, and the guards undo your lashings, push you forward so that all 5 of you are standing before the throne. She takes the crook of her staff and bangs it twice on the inside of the chamber, and all the murmuring voices and conversations that are going on off to the side stop immediately. Her voice rings out throughout the chamber, initially in catfolk, initially not understandable. She waves the staff above her head, and you watch as a warm sunlight seems to creep into the room. This is a light that most of you have not felt in your entire lives. That only in that top chamber with Solomir, the first time, did you feel this warmth of the sun. Chance, you felt this once before, but it's been blocked from you ever since you have arrived on Rhea by the endless cloud cover overhead. Somehow exists and is manifest in this room. And as the golden light washes over you, she addresses you all and says, "Now, I believe we can communicate more effectively. So, tell me, foreigners, interlopers, tomb robbers, perhaps, or heroes, as some are wont to believe, what brings you before Pharaoh Mudrati?"
First things first, I'd like to say Solomir gives his regards.
See, the golden-robed individual says, "That I do. These are the individuals I was talking to you about, Pharaoh."
Oh yes, I forgot. Dragons can shapeshift.
It appears so. Now, you have deigned to come all this way to tell me about these 5 adventurers, 4 and their pet. And you came to tell me that they are, in fact, warriors of true merit, who passed your tests, who earned an audience with you, and were given gifts. And at the mention of gifts, the guard who had wrapped the artifacts in his cape steps forward quickly and presents the cape to the pharaoh, who then takes it and unravels it, gasps at the sight of Suladak and the focus lying there in front of her. So it is true. Someone was finally able to claim you, Suladak. Have you found your purpose again, then? And Selra, you know that she, the mace, of course, is sentient and can speak. You can see her having a conversation in her head with this thing, though you are too far away for it to communicate with you.
Got it.
She places the Morning Star back into the cape and wraps it, reverently sets it on the side of her marble throne. And that is all the proof that I think that I need. Now, I am immensely curious. How did outsiders come to know of this place? How did you come to claim that which has been held in reverence for so long? You convinced Solomir of your efforts. You survived the pyramid's traps and tribulations. And yet your pockets are
Not
not
all
full
of
of
us.
gold. Your boons given are to be expected, and yet none of you parade around riches, so clearly greed is not your angle. What is your goal?
Our goal for entering the pyramid was to try and find a solution to the plague that we had heard that the city was going through, and to find something we had been seeking for a long time.
And what is
Not
your
all of us
Chancellor.
made it. And not all of us made it. Oh wait, I don't understand it. No mind. Wait, I
No,
do
you do.
understand it.
This is being spoken as to you as if it were common.
Right. And I said, yeah, not all of us made it.
So, your boons then, this claiming of Suladak, the blessing of Solomir, and yet these are not, as I understand, the items or the goals that you sought. What did you find within the pyramid?
Chance will, as an answer, slowly, so as not to spook the guards, reach into his pocket and produce the key.
At the production of the key, the pharaoh cocks an eyebrow and says, Solomir, this is not one of the treasures that you are set to protect. What is this? How did they come to claim it from under your nose? Solomir addresses the pharaoh in turn. Pharaoh, this is something that Qaraako charged me with that only I was to know about. And yet these 4 brave individuals sought me out and named it without having come into contact with me in any way. They knew the legend, and I knew that their purpose here was ordained. They have come to claim this item for some grand destiny that not even I understand. Something that Qaraako saw many eons ago. Charged me with its protection, and I, being his faithful servant, kept it safe, even from you. You can see she kind of, the pharaoh kind of like, ears flatten, like eyes go even more slitted than normal. She kind of, I do not like being kept in the dark, Solomir. But if it is ordained by our God, then this was claimed in reverence of him. This is clearly part of his design. She gestures, and one of the guards takes the key and brings it back to you, hands it back. This is your prize that you sought, but you also seek to cure that which plagues my city.
Yes.
And were you successful? Did you do what myself and my many clerics, all loyal followers of Qaraako, could not?
I'm not exactly sure. Because when there was a trial in particular to retrieve the key getting past Solomir. The key was behind 4 elemental gates. connected to the 4 elemental planes. But the gates were tainted by something. It wasn't part of the trial. What it did was there were 4 elementals tied to those gates that would be summoned to test whoever was trying to claim the key. But when the elementals were summoned, they were also tainted. We destroyed the taint. The elementals are still there, and they fulfilled their original purpose of getting us the key, of testing us for the key. The magical taint is gone, so that could have been the source of what was causing the sickness. It would mainly be conjecture at this point. I'd have to wait and see what the results actually were. Like, Chance will actually kind of just put a hand to his chin and kind of start thinking a second.
This is for...
kind of trying to logic his way through, thinking, okay, well, in places of nature, there are connections to the elemental planes. If those connections were corrupted in some way, he's thinking that could cause adverse effects, but he's not entirely sure the severity of those effects and how long it would have taken for this to happen.
Yeah, I mean, logically, that's the piece of the puzzle you put together. But only time will tell whether or not that's true. You hear the pharaoh, as you finish talking and as you begin to ponder this, the pharaoh gestures off to the side to one of the white-robed tabaxi sitting on one of the chairs. Qaraako, you will go and try your purification ritual again. And if it sticks, we will know if they tell the truth, and if they succeeded in their quest. The tabaxi right away, yes, my pharaoh, and sprints tabaxi speed out of the fucking chamber, running as fast as he can down the stairs toward the city center.
Yeah, Chance is kind of off in his scholar mode. He's actually just started jotting down notes and muttering to himself, thinking about how this could have worked. The question then remains, though, what could have caused the corruption of the magic?
That is the question, indeed.
See, elemental as I said, the natural world is tied to the elemental planes, so they affect the material plane, and the corruption could have caused the sickness. But the thing is, what could cause the corruption? Because the pyramid was built over this intentionally.
The pharaoh stops you with a bang of her staff on the ground. Your pontificating is enough. We will see in time whether or not your success was complete. And I will personally see to it myself that I investigate your goings-on in the sepulchre. But in the meantime, we believe that the story you tell us is true. You bear the gifts of Solomir. You've conquered the trials set before you. Clearly, you and your group are heroes of some great measure, enough to gain the eye of our god. Outsiders, a feat none other have achieved since Qaraako walked this earth. So, in light of this fact, each of you will be given the highest honors tonight in a great feast. When we have ordained that the quarantine can be lifted, the rest of Shije will share in this prosperity. This I command. She slams the staff on the ground, and all the catfolk in the room erupt in applause. Cheers of "Hail the heroes!" Now, my apologies for the rough way my Eclipse Guard treated you, but we are untrusting of outsiders, especially those who came here through dubious means.
That's fair, and to be fair to you, we did kind of, go into the pyramid without permission. Just, but tensions were good. Still didn't exactly have permission to go into there, so can't exactly blame you.
The guard will show you to your rooms. You will be treated with the utmost respect while you are here, but know that you are kept at my beck and call. You are guests here in this palace. You will be treated as such, but you are not permitted to leave just yet. There are things I wish to discuss with you of some importance. That conversation can wait until after you have taken a rest, I believe. Bangs the staff on the ground again, gestures to you all four. Now, feel free to take your rest in your chambers. The guards will each show you around. If you need anything, clap twice, and the servant will bring you whatever you require. Should you attempt to shirk my hospitality and leave this place, know that you will not be treated as nicely. With that, she stands up and walks down the stairs toward you, standing side by side with Solomir, who then joins her as she exits the chamber slowly off to the left.
Pretty much the instant that Chance gets the opportunity, he's going to ask a guard or like a servant, do you guys have, is there a palace library?
Indeed there is. The royal libraries contain a wealth of knowledge collected throughout our great civilization's existence.
I didn't want to interrupt the pharaoh, but I would have loved to potentially look at see the library.
Meanwhile, I'm dragging the 9 health left wait, is it limestone I healed?
Yes.
Yes.
Limestone.
Sorry.
You're doing that. Meanwhile, I'm dragging limestones like bed now.
I was just like, I have 26 HP. Chance is just very focused on the knowledge.
I must undo what I did. I must put you down. Restore balance.
If anybody's gonna kill you, it's gonna be me, so I could have your XP.
The guards that you're with say, follow us and we will take you to our chambers. If there is something you require from the library, I will inquire about it and see whether anything can be procured for your entertainment.
Well, that's fair. Just to clarify that while I am an adventurer, I'm also a scholar by trade, so the chance to learn about your history is a very attractive prospect.
Well, that may be. My orders are to escort you to your chambers, so that is what I will do.
Well, that's entirely fair. Yeah, Chance is not he's not obstructing or being combative on it. He's just like, no, just want to know if I can look at the books.
You can tell that that while the guards are still a little on edge around you, like they've not completely relaxed. At the pharaoh's command, they are to essentially be your escorts, your what do you call it, chaperones around the palace grounds. They're not going to leave you alone for the foreseeable future. That being said, if there's anything you request for in the next, let's say, 6 hours or so, then all you would need to do is, as she said, clap twice, and a servant would come and bring you what you require. There is a guard stationed outside of your chambers at all times, as a precaution. So it feels a little like your prisoners, but lavish prison. That being said, your chambers, each of them, you're each given your own individual rooms, each of them with a bed that is made of soft silk, stuffed with down. You are given a spacious interior with a kind of like a built-in like pool for you to bathe in. Should you wish, servants can come and at your beck and call, clean you and dress you in traditional catfolk garb, traditional clothing for this place. You see a collection of perfumes and makeup and cosmetics that have been kind of placed on the desk in the room, like a marble stone desk with a chair, with a matching chair, for your use as well if you wanted to freshen up or put on makeup of any kind or anything like that. You can tell that these are like chambers for honored guests of the pharaoh, and you can also tell just by slight investigation and looking around and exploring the space that you're given, these are not used that often. The capital of Shije does not get a lot of outside visitors, but when they do, they're prepared for it. For those of you that are asking for things, I see one request for a book on natural phenomena, the way of nature magic. The texts that you get back are mostly about like methods by which one could farm in the desert. What natural phenomena to look out for and plan for. How the city has survived thus far, using magic to assist them in setting up in a capital city as big as this. You're not going to get a whole lot about like druidic anything or elemental anything or anything like that. It's mostly what their experience is and the history of like how they were able to use that to their advantage. Is there anything in particular that Chance wanted? I forget what you asked for. Like history stuff?
Yeah. History of Shije, like anything really. He's not going to be picky about it.
Sure. The history of Shije is most of what you know already. It was founded by Qaraako, and built up by a pair of his soldiers that, after they fought for him and drove off the Minotaur that once enslaved them, they settled in this location at Qaraako's request and began to build Shije from the ground up, essentially. And over hundreds of years, it grew to be this massive, expensive metropolis in the middle of the desert. Construction on Qaraako's pyramid began almost immediately. At that point, he still had Guriot, the giant that you met, the mason. So Guriot resided in the city and built the pyramid from the ground up to Qaraako's specification. It was enchanted by him and his godly countenance before he left his mortal form and ascended to true godhood. At that point, even Rion Kodesh was not a fallen god. This happened later. after the founding of Shije, several hundred years after. There was a period of time when it was a paradise, a jewel in the middle of the desert, and all catfolk lived in the Ashen Expanse's one singular capital city, and many of them still do. There are those that have roved out into the Ashen Expanse and created temporary camps or other settlements, some of which have now been co-opted by the imperial forces of Anik and Netria, some of which have been founded by catfolk in other places, but none that match the splendor of Shije, not even close. You get a lot of history about what it took to survive in such a harsh environment, the trials that the city faced, and the protections that they have in place to rebuff them, particularly the proximity to the volcano that exists in the Ashen Expanse, and the dragon that at one point would regularly rove out into the desert, seeing this city being built. It would prey upon the cat people until Qaraako's pyramid was finished and his light forevermore protected the people.
Chance would assuming he'd be allowed to, is going to start just like jotting down notes in his own notebook about these history books.
Yeah, I don't think they would stop you. You're not being given any information that they're uncomfortable giving you.
Perfect. Because like Chance would ask like if it's like a taboo to copy like some details out of these into his own notes.
You I guess would learn. What else would you learn? A little bit probably about the Children of the Scale, how they've been enemies of Shije for a long time, particularly the Kiadi's branch of the Children of the Scale. You would know that there have been skirmishes throughout history of Minotaur tribes attempting to come back and claim or otherwise disrupt the land and the people of the Ashen Expanse, but were always eventually rebuffed back to the south in the boiling marshlands, is mainly where they've been sequestered to. You would know that up until this point, Shije was like the biggest, as far as anyone else knows, the biggest center of civilization on this continent. Just inferring by the text and taking a look around you, there's not a lot of information about this place outside of this place, and that's for reasons, because Shije is very well protected and very well guarded, and its people have a zealous fanaticism when it comes to Qaraako and his teachings. He fought to keep them safe, and they're all united under that banner for the most part. Throughout history, there have been thieves and betrayers and backstabbers and assassins and stuff like that. There's attempts on people's lives that were, by the records that you're given, always thwarted, and those that quote unquote strayed from Qaraako's light were either banished or executed for the most part, depending on the severity of the crime. Those that were banished normally do not have much record of coming back to Shije, except after having been captured, only for their execution in the future. So generally speaking, if you go against Qaraako, it's not likely that you make your way back to his light, let's say. Usually those that fail the light of Qaraako, fail the pharaoh or whatever, perform some heinous crime of some sort. Those that were banished out of the desert usually become followers of Rian Kodesh. Join some tribe of ash bandits out in the wasteland that become, warring factions of their own, usually amongst themselves, but now that they have fresh settlements to prey upon, thanks to Anik and Netria, they've kind of settled on robbing those because they're full of, the wealth of another continent. What else? I think that's pretty much as you're going to get in 6 hours. It's a lot to take in, but you're able to learn quite a bit about the civilization that exists here.
Reading the information, I would like to kind of ask, knowing what Chance knows now and what he's heard before, how big of a shakeup to things here would it be if Rian Kodesh returned, properly, released from the jail of his own making?
It depends on what you mean by properly. If you mean restored to godly power but not redeemed, could be pretty bad. He and Qaraako fought. They were more or less equal in power. It's Qaraako that came out on top because he was physically stronger than Rian Kodesh. But in the beginning of the fight between the two, it's said that he was subjected to trickery and backstabbing. So that's the edge that Rian Kodesh has, and a lot of people probably be suspicious of that. Or if he came back in force and was not in any way redeemed, he's most likely to take his revenge. Whatever plan he's been plotting for the last 900 years is going to come to fruition.
Well, if I understand properly, as we understand it, the redeeming him would be willingly giving him back his power and forgiving him, correct?
That's part of it, but the curse that he's under, it involves him earning the trust of mortals again, by non-deception, and that's it's not in his nature to do. So in order for him to come back and not be a god of shadows and trickery and evil and backstabbing and murder, he would have to overcome his own problems, his own demons.
Well, because as I understand
the root of the problem is his jealousy of Qaraako, ultimately. And until that is put to the side, there's no chance of him coming back and being good again.
Well, because as I understand it, the kleptomania, at the very least, that's not something he does willingly at this point. It's part of the curse. It's a whole thing.
It's both things. It's part of his domain, and at the same time, a measure of a test that Qaraako placed on him. He has to earn the trust of mortals despite his flaws, so that they're willing to help him. And then, through the journey that you would take as the mortals to redeem him, he has to see that faith is earned, and that he must change to regain what he once was, and not just claim the power of the domain he would hold should he come to power again. Rian Kodesh was not god of the shadows and trickery before. That came after his fall from grace, for the most part. The god that he was a god of the moon, and a god of peace, and a god of hope. He was the one that the weak looked to to see themselves in him, because he was physically weaker than not as physically impressive. He didn't have as much strength as Qaraako did. He couldn't perform very many feats of strength, but he had his wit and his mind, and he had an unwavering loyalty to his brother that was tainted over time. So, in the before times, whenever you would read texts about Rian Kodesh, he was like the one closest to the people toward the end. Qaraako became this, overarching heavenly body, but not necessarily as down to earth as Rian Kodesh would have been, and he spoiled that because he was jealous of the brother's limelight. So that would have to be addressed a little bit before he's willing to go back to where he was.
Is he being directly scried on or observed in the room, or is it just like he just can't leave? Like, does he have a measure of privacy here?
Chance? I mean, unless you got see invisibility, you ain't gonna see no scry. But there's a guard outside your door, and there's only one door. You're not being actively watched, but you are being guarded.
Chance will kind of mutter under his breath, because the way gods work, it's a funny thing. They don't actually need to be everywhere to at least be able to hear what's being said if they're being addressed.
If like conversation is about you.
Yeah.
I mean, how stealthy do you want to be about it? Because there's going to be a lot of talk about you. But probably not if you're in the room.
Well, yeah, no, Chance is going to say under his breath to quote unquote himself, from one of the moon to another. Yeah. I'll say this only once, to be fair to you. Return what was taken, all will be forgiven. And he will quietly wait the rest of the evening.
Okay. Now in the evening, you are fetched at what would normally be a sunset time, like a 6 p.m. time, when the skies grow darker enough for like you to equate it to the setting of the sun, and you are summoned to a grand banquet hall with several tables laid out in a circle. You can see that there's like several layers of tables that are laid out in rings. The ones on the outer rings, people on those, like sitting on the outermost rings, seem to be the least important individuals. You can see as the rings, like the concentric tables, get like further and further in, you get like to the more important looking members and the ones that are treated with the most reverence, culminating in a small central round table that has enough seats for all of you plus 3. You see, as you are seated and food is placed in front of you, you see this some sort of meat and sort of like a grainy, like rice concoction that smells really good. You see the rest of the crowd here is kind of conversing amongst themselves. You don't see the pharaoh yet, but you do see like a number of people talking amongst themselves and having conversation. Throughout this entire time, the enchantment on you that allows you to understand the conversations is not fading. After probably 5 minutes of feasting and drinking of wine and and other sundries. You see at the back of the room, a door open, and the pharaoh strides in with 2 individuals flanking her. You see on her right hand, Solomir, dressed still in his golden regalia, but still dressed as a catfolk. And you see on her left a familiar individual, though less scruffy than you last saw her. You see the kind of sheepish-looking, but now finely dressed form of Shaxi, your guide, the initial guide that you had in Shije. As they walk to the center of your table, the pharaoh takes her seat, as do the other 2, and the conversations begin anew, as they had stopped when she entered. She addresses your table. I hope that your feast is to your liking. Please partake in as much as you'd like, and when you are through, we will talk about what is to come. And that is where we're going to end the session for today. So, we will pick up next time with an audience, a private audience with the pharaoh, as well as Solomir and the newly reappeared and updressed Shaxi. Until then, we're going to see you guys later. Bye-bye.